live, I will be doing a general reading, getting a feel for the energy this Sunday. I also will not be responding to any comments today. I'm going to try not to. Um, but this will actually post a little later today. And so let's get started. My name is Letty. Welcome. If you are new here, please like, share, comment. And if you're new, also subscribe. And make sure that you hit the bell so that you'll be notified when new content posts or when I go live, like such as now. You could get a notification that LettiSpeaks is live. And you can come on and hang out with me if you'd like, okay? So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's get started. I do want to value your time, so I will not delay. So what is the energies we're working with today, Spirit? The energy coming out in this reading. Hope you all are well today. It's a beautiful day outside. It's always a beautiful day. All right, so it says like love is in the air. Every time I do a reading, love comes out, or some type of connection, companionship. So reframe is the first card. Divine flow and companionship. So the first thing I feel like is coming out here is the need to possibly see things a certain way. There's possibly something that's happening right now. It could be misunderstood or misconstrued. Whatever that is, if this is going to resonate for you, there's going to be possibly the need to look at this in a way where you understand that this is actually happening for you. It's not happening to you. There are many times things that will come in and happen, or it'll be unfolded in a way where we don't necessarily see right away that it's actually happening for us. Welcome in. Make sure you hit the thumbs up, please, and thank you. And so there may be a need to kind of look at things a little bit differently. The energies that I'm feeling right now is calling to look at things a little bit differently. Welcome in. Please hit the thumbs up when you come in. Thank you. And then also understanding that what it is that we're putting out, our desires, the energy towards our intentions, actually takes place over everything else. And so that may in fact need to be considered in regards to reframing how it is that we're seeing what's happening right now. Divine flow talks about all things kind of working together. And so what it is that we're thinking, how we're seeing actually works in line with whatever it is that we're intending, right? Those two go hand in hand. And for someone, this may in fact have something to do with companionship, right? And even understanding that in a certain way, right? When we decide to allow someone into our space, it's understanding that we're giving them a gift and they're giving us a gift, right? It's a two-way street. And the way that we think about that has a lot to do, I feel like, in this situation with how that kind of unfolds for us. And so Spirit could, in fact, be dealing with connections, right? We'll take a look a little bit more deeper into this. And I feel like these connections could have a lot to do as we are bringing in the idea around thinking a certain way about what's happening and understanding how it divinely flows with our intentions and being cognizant of what we're thinking. I feel like Spirit is bringing in possibly energies around understanding our past in relation to our future, right? So many times we move on from relationships, but we still carry the baggage of those relationships if we haven't done the work to release, right? And I think they call them etheric cords or strings, like we still are attached in some type of way. And so there's a lot of intention that needs to be poured into detaching and really taking note of how it is that we're thinking. Because when it comes to connecting, all of that comes with us, right? If we're not aware of it, it all comes with us. And so I feel like for whoever may resonate with this today, may in fact be someone that could take note and possibly benefit from being more aware of how it is that you're thinking and how that's working towards this connection. Because there is many times we don't even understand it. There's a way of how we're thinking that coordinates with the intention, and whether it kind of skews that intention or whether it flows with it will depend on what it is that we're thinking. And Spirit is saying here that there may need to be like some regeneration with how we're thinking, with what we're thinking. Because I do see butterflies here, so that's a level of transformation in how we're thinking. And so understand that what's happening right now, and the fact that we would need to change our thought from this is happening for me, not to me, means that it may not be fully understood. It may not be something that we consider to be a gift of sorts, right? But in fact, it is. It is a gift. And there will be one sublime, meaning underlying desire that will take precedence over everything else. And if in fact you are wanting to move forward in a connection, that's why it's important to understand like how you're thinking about something or what intentions and thoughts you're putting out there, because there will be one sublime intention that will take over the course of the flow, right? And so it's pouring intention into it and being aware of how we're thinking about the situation. And I do feel like it has to do with companionship, right? And so let's get some energy around here. I feel like Spirit is also bringing into the energies the need for being attentive to the heart space as well. Being attentive to what's going on in our hearts. And it feels a lot like a lot of the upper level chakras. And so it could be like the spiritual vision that's applicable here. It could also be how we're viewing ourselves in relationship to our source, right? That could be part of this process as well. And so for those of you that do chakra work, right, this might be beneficial in focusing in on the third eye, the crown, and possibly the heart chakra. Okay. And I feel like there's some level of intense memory that has something to do with this. There may need to even be a purging of, thoughts as it pertains to thinking back to the past. There's something to do with memory here. Um, Very specific memory, right? There may be something that you're finding hard to release. This could be a reoccurring thought that keeps coming up uninvited, right? There may be a desire to move forward, but it feels like there could be things that keep you possibly attached, right? That may need to be addressed and brought to the forefront so that you could really be conscious with how you're thinking and what you're allowing to exist in your mental space. All right, so that's the energy I'm getting here. Lots of transformation happening, heavy energy of transformation. And Spirit may in fact be saying that this transformation is necessary, right? Before the invitation or before the space for anyone to step in, right? There's a need for transformation. I'm also getting a deep level of experience and work being done, almost like a lotus flower, right? Which is so beautiful. Lotus flowers are very interesting flowers because they, first of all, exist in the water. And it's something that actually grows up out of the murky depths of the water. And then it comes up to the surface and sits on the surface. So beautiful. And it opens up. But it actually went through something, right? It fought through the murky, muddy water to be able to rise up and be born, right? And be seen, right? And be open to actually exist out in the world. There was something very miraculous that happened as it made its way through the murky water to reach the surface. And so that may in fact speak to the level of experience that's being carried here for someone. But overall, I feel like Spirit is bringing a gift in, right? Whatever has happened, Spirit is wanting you to know it hasn't happened to you. That has happened for you because it has brought you to this point, to this time, right? And all of the gifts, all of the talents, all of the resiliencies that you carry is because of that experience. It's because of those experiences. So make no mistake about it, right? Make no mistake about it. Even if you're somebody that thinks, oh, I don't deserve this, right? Maybe you don't think that you're the victim, in the past relationship. Maybe you were the aggressor, right? And maybe you don't even feel like you deserve like something good. Well, Spirit is saying otherwise. That goes for you as well. It's a gift that's being given. And so whether you take it or not means dealing with how you're thinking about this. It's not happening to you, it's happening for you, okay? So let's go ahead and start with our tarot. Now that we get an idea of what it is we're talking about. And the overall energy of the reading is the Wheel of Fortune. So it almost does feel like, if you take a look at this card, it looks like the strings, all the different colors, has been kind of haphazardly hung across the sphere, the world here. So it almost feels like there has been an interesting journey, an interesting series of events that has happened, possibly some interesting doings, but the Wheel of Fortune talks about this energy of nature taking its course. It doesn't feel a lot like something that someone set out to do. It feels like something that just happened, it just unfolded that way. Hello. Hi, Jennifer. How are you? I'm good. Thank you. How are you doing today? Thank you. I appreciate it. Have a good day. Um, it doesn't feel like something that was purposely done. It could have been something that just kind of unfolded that way. It could be something where no one's to blame, you know. Um, but Spirit is bringing this energy in. This is almost like seasons, how seasons would take place. Like no one needs to make the seasons come when it's time. It just happens, right? And so this is almost like energy that just unfolded that way, right? With or without intention. And then I'm also getting to, as I'm talking about this, like when we talk about relationships and connections, like it has a lot to do with, a lot of people don't realize, but it not only has to do with us, but sometimes we're carrying things from the past. And when I say the past, I mean from people that have lived before us, and that's passed it on to us. And we're talking about generational bloodlines and things that have been passed down like that. It almost feels a little bit like that as well. But it feels like something is changing here, naturally changing, with the course of time. And so, let's see. Let me just clarify this really quickly. So the Wheel of Fortune. Let's see. And then I can't help but see the owl sitting at the top of this wheel. So there's almost like, there's a level of wisdom somewhere in this cycle, somewhere in this. There's a level of wisdom that's being received out of this. No matter how crazy it might look, right? So let's see, why is the Wheel of Fortune here? Why is the Wheel of Fortune here, Spirit? Let's see. So we have the Four of Cups, and we have the Knight of Swords. The Four of Cups and the Knight of Swords. So a level of clarity coming in around withholdings when it comes to love. Yeah, so it very much feels like a level of wisdom being learned around cycles, around experience, possibly even withdrawing or withholding in certain circumstances when it comes to love. Any more energy? Why is the Four of Cups here, Spirit? Yeah. And so this Four of Cups is representing a level of disappointment, a level of heartbreak in connections and relationships that brought on a level of clarity moving forward, right? And that makes sense. You know, a lot of times when we don't know better, we just don't know. We can only operate in what we know. And it's not until we get to experience it that we, you know, when you know better, you do better, right? It feels a lot like that. Hmm. And so I do feel that there has the experiences here has been with the Three of Swords and the Knight of Wands. It's been a difficult one, possibly a painful one with the Three of Swords. And then the Nine of Wands is kind of like wounded warrior energy. And so I feel like there has definitely been some clarity that's been earned here through lessons. And that may in fact be, you know, part of that, part of the memory that Spirit is bringing forward so that it can be released, so that it can be severed. You know, those cords that are still connected, even though we, in our mind, we've ended things and we've walked away. Sometimes we still have connections. We call them energetic cords, you know, connected to people. And that may be in the form of memories many times. And it doesn't necessarily all have to be here. It could be memories within our body. Like it could trigger certain, you know, responses in our body. And so, you know, I feel like all of that is what Spirit is bringing. When we look at this picture, we're looking at the how things unfolded and how things were hooked a certain way, you know, and it does look rather unorderly, you know, and so this is the situation here that is being undone. And just like it took time to do it, it's going to take time to undo it or to redo it correctly. And so let's see. So this is the energy I feel like is being ushered in. I can't help but look at the strings, how they're colored, right? One of the things that we just brought up too is tapping into certain parts of the chakra system, which represents alignment. It represents balance. The chakras represent our ability to really connect with ourselves physically, mentally, spiritually, and it gives us a bit of control in terms of how we respond to things going on outside of us. And so this may also allude to parts of the chakra system that needs balancing, right? Let's see. And I know a couple of the chakra energy centers was the heart, the third eye, and the crown. And so those were areas that came up for us. All right. And so what is the block to this undoing or this accepting this energy so that we can usher this in? All right. So we have the Two of Wands as the block. Let's see. And so the Two of Wands is basically moving forward with conviction and feeling capable, you know. The Wands is very fiery energy. The Wands is doing. Wands are assertive. And actually the Wands are the fastest moving energy in the deck. And so the Two of Wands coming in as a block in reverse. Yeah, it's in reverse. So the Two of Wands coming in could be not wanting to move forward, not wanting to be clear or do, you know, what's needed to be clear on how or what that means. Let me get some clarity on that. I'm also getting to that sometimes we can kind of be used to a certain way for so long that it no longer sometimes becomes important, you know, to make space for somebody else. It's like, I'm okay, you know, doing what I'm doing. I don't necessarily need to make room. And so it could also be that. Because it's a big deal when you've been alone for a while and then you decide to invite someone in. That does mean making room. It means, you know, now you have to consider someone else. It's not just about you, you know. When you get ready to go and have some, you know, time away from home, you don't have to report to nobody. You don't have to, you know, consider whether or not things are, you know, in order before you leave for those that have that type of responsibility. You know, it's just different. And so the Two of Wands could talk about that kind of energy, but let's find out. Why is the Two of Wands here in reverse? I just don't feel the motivation, and that's serving as the block here. Like, there's like a lack of motivation. Let's clarify the Two of Wands. Why is the Two of Wands here in the blocked position in reverse? Okay. Okay, so the Queen of Cups came in reverse and the Four of Pentacles came out. So it could have something to do with finances. It could have something to do with health with the Four of Pentacles. Maybe not being financially where you want to be, or in health-wise not being where you want to be. And then the Queen of Cups came in reverse. Possibly not feeling like you're, you know, up to par for what's expected, or because the Queen of Cups normally is kind of like mother energy. She's the backbone of the family. You know, everybody would come to her for, you know, advice or, you know, a level of reaffirming what they need to hear. She's like the backbone of the family. Very loving, accepting, encouraging, but it's in reverse. And so that lack of motivation could definitely be around health. It could be around, you know, money situations, not feeling like you're ready. And then the Queen of Cups in reverse could feel like you don't really have it to give, like emotionally, you don't have it to give. Give me 1 second, I'll be right back, okay? Okay. Because it is hot and I am sweating all on the back of this neck. Is it hot where you guys are? Okay. Oh my gosh. Plus, because I'm under this light too. Okay, so I'm going to just peek and see if I've missed anything. So the Two of Wands came in reverse in the blocked position. Okay, so we see a man step up onto a ledge with a wand in one hand and a small globe in the other. The wand he holds has a flag on it, and one could see this as a possible prelude to war, takeover, or strategic grab for power. Others might see it as someone who is thinking about the possibilities of what to do with what he already has. Or it might just be someone contemplating some sort of travel. And if it shows up in a blocked aspect, it could mean stymied or somehow stalled. But I like to see it as someone who is not creating on purpose. A blocked Two of Wands could be an indication that you're not living an intention-based life. Instead, life has just happened. Yeah, and so when we brought out the oracle cards, we were talking about intention and understanding how that plays a large part in making sure that you reframe how you're looking at things. And so it does feel like that. It feels like not wanting to do it, like the motivation isn't there. Let's see what the Queen of Cups says in reverse. Okay. So normally a heart-centered leader who uses her intuitive powers to govern her choices. So a little frustrated in a blocked position. Can't really find her way. Vision's cloudy and uncertain. Not able to really tap into intuitive powers. Like life seems heavy, overwhelming, and confusing. Excuse me. Almost at a breaking point. And so I'm gonna just keep that right there because I might need it. And so yeah, so it does feel that way for some reason, especially with the Four of Pentacles. Could talk about health or money, just not really being where you want to be. You could possibly be being restricted in some type of way, health-wise or money-wise. And so the Queen, it makes sense that the Queen has come out in reverse then, because there's a little bit of frustration with not really being able to see clearly. And so that may be why there's no movement or there's no desire to actually move forward. And that's coming in the block position, that Two of Wands, right? So the remedy for that, again, even on this card, we see all the different colors. I feel like meditation is one good way to position yourself. If you are into chakra meditation, that's an amazing way to do it. Chakra meditation is actually a very effective way to unblock any of the energy centers. And so I do have several videos. If you would like them, just comment and let me know, and I can actually make those available to you. I have a little bit of teaching around the chakras, as well as meditation around those chakras as well, if you're interested. Okay, if you are resonating with this while you're watching it, while you're watching the replay, just comment and let me know. Okay. And so the Two of Wands is serving as the block for this energy that Spirit is actually bringing in. And so let's move on. So let's see. And so the Two of Pentacles comes out. And this is the energy that's approaching the Two of Pentacles. And this could, and this is in reverse as well. And so the Two of Pentacles, let me find out what that means. Okay. Normally the Two of Pentacles is juggling, having several different responsibilities. And it's because we're talking about connections or companionship, it could definitely be talking about being in a connection where there's juggling happening, right? Maybe dealing with two different things. And the juggling does not necessarily have to be with people, right? That juggling could be, it could be dealing with a relationship and your job, right? It doesn't have to be people. It could be dealing with relationship and something that's competing with that relationship. You know, it could be some type of preoccupation. But let's find out what it means in reverse, though. Two of Pentacles. I wish I could. Twos. Okay, so the Two of Pentacles reversed. So it could be a level of protection coming towards you. This Two of Pentacles could mean being protected from being overworked or hyper focused to the point where you never have energy or time, you know, or energy to even open up for anything connected wise, right? And so coming forward will be something that protects you from this. And this could also be something coming that will actually show you this energy. It's going to mirror this energy to you. And that may look like, you know, you think you're having a lot of fun going out and, you know, having a ball, juggling all these things, you know, at the same time. And so it may show you like, you know, different aspects of maybe not wanting to really deal with certain things that will be needing to be dealt with in the future here. And it may be a way that you are kind of like putting on, you know, a show. Traditionally interpreted, you know, it's when you think of somebody that's juggling, they're doing it, they're putting on a show for someone to watch for entertainment, you know. And so this could be that kind of energy. And this would be like the shadow aspect. And so this may be something in the future where you will um, be kind of possibly confronted with this type of energy of being busy, of always having something, you know, like a workload, or having something that's always there to grab any available time that you have. And so this may in fact be kind of a foretelling or a warning of something that's headed your way, that's going to challenge you in that way. And so you will definitely need to be able to set standards for yourself, standards for your time, moving in the future. But let me look and see, what is this Two of Pentacles in reverse? It's almost like some type of time constraint coming towards you. What is this Two of Pentacles in reverse in the future? The Nine of Cups and the Page of Swords. So it's a truth about your situation, about your endeavor to really find what serves you, what's going to be that sense of fulfillment for you. And so there's going to be a level of truth that you'll be confronted with in the future about how you move, you know, the choices that you make, how you feel your time. Like, if it is in fact the truth that you want to be in a connection, or you want companionship, like, the future is going to reveal some level of truth about where your heart is, okay? And so be cognizant as you move forward, because I think that's going to be something that Spirit is going to allow you to see clearly. And in seeing that, the whole idea around seeing that is so that you'll be aware of that energy. It's not to rub it in your face. When Spirit shows you this energy, it's going to be so that you'll be aware of it, and you'll be able to make educated decisions about what it is that you want, okay? Let's see. Because I feel like you do want the Nine of Cups. Like, there is a desire that's very present on your mind. And you know what that is, right? Your cup, right, is very much at the forefront of what it is that you desire right now. Now, is that love? Let's see. Is it companionship, or is it something else? Is the question. Welcome in, welcome in. All right. So what is this Nine of Cups that's on my viewer's mind currently? What is this Nine of Cups? The desire of my viewer's heart. And so I feel like right now you're really, we have the Eight of Pentacles and the Seven of Swords. So it almost feels like work It could be work that's taking precedence right now, which is understandable because, what do we do when we don't have um, companionship? We fill it with other things that are fulfilling. Work is one of them. And so, right now, what has taken precedence is work. There's something that you are mastering. There's something that you spend a lot of time pouring your energy, your focus, and your effort into. And you're intent on really doing it well. That's what it feels like. You're intent on doing it well. And that's where your focus is right now. So that may in fact be what spirit is bringing out here. In the future, you'll need to really make a decision on what it is that you want. And when you make that decision, you'll be faced with making choices around that decision too. Let's see. And so in the past, we have the Five of Pentacles. And we don't even have to describe this card. We already know there was a level of, as we found out already, there was a level of disappointment, and when it comes to companionships. And what do we do usually when there's a level of disappointment, and this could have been someone that you held in very high regard. We tend to replace it, with other things that will keep us busy, that will keep our mind focused on something else, so that we don't have to feel the pain, so we don't have to feel the disappointment or the lack, right? And so in the past, there was something that kind of caused you to feel like this. It was something that really disappointed you, that hurt you, that let you down. It didn't meet your expectations. And it was something that you held in high regard, or someone that you held in high regard, that delivered this level of lack, right? Whatever happened, it feels like it placed you in that lack mentality and kind of sent you onto another path or onto a new journey. And they may have walked away for something new. And that may have been what was devastating. And that kind of left you in this energy. This could be even, leaving you in a difficult situation financially. This could be leaving you distraught, where your health kind of declined in some type of way. And feeling a little blocked as well, right? And so that makes a lot of sense, and so from there, it feels like you kind of poured your expectations and your intentions somewhere else. But again, as we were saying, referring back to our oracle cards, how spirit wants you to reframe how you're seeing this, because what you feel has happened to you actually didn't happen to you, it happened for you. Okay? And so this is part of reframing how you think, because there is definitely something coming towards you. And it's going to be something long lasting. Okay? But there is some work that needs to be done. In the meantime, there is some inner work. It's always hard to see it, when you're in the middle of it. Um, and until you really take the time, so many times we move forward quickly and we don't really give ourselves the time or the space to heal from the disappointment that happened, or from the hurt, from the wounds that we sustained. And so what usually happens is we end up carrying that, and we don't even realize we're still carrying it. And we go and we connect with someone else, and we're still carrying that. Those connections are still there. And sooner or later, because of those connections and the mindset that we're bringing forward, we end up in the same predicament. And it's not that that person is the same, it's because we are the same and we haven't changed. And sometimes we're bringing those energies into the new relationship with us. And sometimes it's because we're attracting the same thing because we haven't healed from it. So there's so many different scenarios that energetically place us in that same energy because we haven't healed it. We're still attracting that, right? And so we could, in fact, pull in something different, something better, but because we're carrying that same energy, it ends up becoming that same thing. And so the energies that you have supporting you, though, is the sun, which is beautiful. The sun is actually one of the most happiest cards in the deck. It's talking about having courage, right? And I don't feel like you're just, in some corner weeping and sulking down, but I feel like there could be a lot of things that are still kind of brewing in the background that needs to be realized and you need to be aware of, so that when they come up, they can be healed, or they can be acknowledged, or you can choose a different choice when those things come up again, right? That it's no longer identifying with the frequency that you're on. And so the sun says that the energy supporting you are actually a high frequency of energy supporting you right now. And that energy could very well be even tapped into your childhood, right? This energy could go all the way back to your childhood, where you're able to really dig back down into the roots of, who you are, and find that energy that existed before you were wounded, right? And so it's still very much there. Sometimes we just forget, but it's still there. It never leaves. What is the sun here? Clarified by the King of Cups. So this is a deep level of emotional maturity and fulfillment. And the Hermit, yeah. And so I feel like I'm talking to someone who has strength, wisdom, and these are the energies that are supportive. So by no means do I feel like you are in this helpless position. I think it's just a matter of aligning your efforts with what it is that you want. Because right now it feels like all of your efforts and your intentions could be going one way. Your heart could be wanting you to move towards companionship. In your heart, you may be wanting that, but your efforts are mentally are over here. And so there's almost like that division happening, right? And you could be very happy with where you are. That's what I feel like. I feel like you're very happy where you are, but then there's still something that's pulling deep within, that's asking for companionship. That's why we're reading this energy here, because Spirit is saying that you have asked for this. There is a level of desire within you that's asking for this right now. Hi, Derek. How are you? Thank you, guys. Please hit the like button when you come in. And so the energy supporting you is very secure emotionally, very wise as well. This is very established energy. And it feels like energy that's not really dependent upon no one, to sustain you. I feel like you're someone that probably wouldn't be someone to be in a relationship that's codependent, right? You seem like you would have enough knowledge within yourself to be able to exist outside of codependency, with the King of Cups and the Hermit. And so you have really good energy supporting you through this process. One of the most strongest energies in the deck, which is the Sun, right? And so you have the support. It's just a matter of making up your mind, and determining what it is that you want, and aligning your mind and your heart to harmoniously bring that in, okay? Let's see. And I hope this reaches who it's meant for. This is a very beautiful reading. Very beautiful reading. I feel like sometimes we can't even appreciate, something good. I don't feel like we always have to suffer. I definitely don't believe that. But, when you have experienced a level of reality, we'll call it reality, not suffering, not pain. We're going to say reality, because it's just a reality that whenever we have, any interaction with other humans, because we're only human, there's going to be levels of disappointment. Does that mean that it's anybody's fault? Not necessarily. Not always, right? It just means that there was something that I needed to learn in that connection with that person, right? And that's how that lesson came through. And so right now I feel like your energy is a 6 of Swords. And so you're moving away from something right now. There's something you're moving away from right now in this moment. Because the 6 of Wands talks about moving away from chaos into a level of peace. And so let's see what that is. What is the 6 of Swords? So whatever you're moving away from, you're moving towards your 10 of Cups. And for some of you, you could be moving towards an Emperor. So whoever you are moving towards right now is going to be a big deal. It's going to be someone who's responsible, someone who is mature. It's going to be someone who actually is very balanced as well. Someone with potential to meet the need, right? Whatever that is. The Emperor is a ruler. Emperors rule kingdoms, and so there's a substantial amount of power there and control and protection. Like, it's everything that, imagine someone ruling a kingdom. Like, there's a heavy level of responsibility there. And so this says that you are moving towards this energy. Someone who will be able to give you not only what you want, but probably more. You see the cups running over, balanced. This is good. I like this. This is the energy that you're in right now. And so whatever you've experienced in the past, whatever this represents, you're no longer there mentally. There is no energy there. And so even if you were to run into this person again, or this type of person, I don't feel like it would appeal to you in any way, because you have already moved away from that. The energy that you're in is you have moved to something, a greater level of expectation. Like, your standards have increased phenomenally, right? And so what used to resonate won't, right? If you ran into this energy, you may not even know this energy anymore. They may not even know you. And so that's the energy that you're in. You've definitely upgraded your expectations, right? And you are expecting greater, right? Let's see. And the energy in your environment is conducive to that. You've been given everything that you need to bring this to pass. That's definitely part of that divine flow. It's understanding that the desire that's operating underneath is actually taking precedence over everything else. And that's why that's being brought to the forefront, so that our focus can align with the intentions. Everything matters, even the things that we're not aware of. And that's why it's so important for Spirit to bring these things up to the forefront, so that we can see them clearly and either go with it or change it, right, to align with what it is that we are bringing in. And that's that Ten of Cups energy, that Emperor energy. So the environment that you are in is even conducive to this, right? And so you are ripe. Spirit is saying you are ripe. You know how fruit gets ripe and it starts to, that low-hanging fruit, it's ready to be picked, right? That's what I'm seeing for you. You're ripe. Your environment is right? Everything around you is set up for this to happen for you successfully. The magician is somebody who is well equipped to bring this in and has everything needed. Nothing is lacking. And so let me find out what the magician is. You alone, right, are powerful. That's what Spirit is saying. And I feel like you're attracting that same kind of energy as well. Very powerful energy. Why is the magician here? So we have the Sun, the Five of Pentacles, and the Justice. Yeah. And so in your environment, the Sun, the Five of Pentacles, and the Justice, very balanced, very joyful. Like you enjoy your space right now. I feel like your space is one that has given you room to be yourself and to kind of delve into those deep inner issues and kind of weigh your heart with the justice here. You've had a lot of time. I feel the environment is very peaceful. It's very balanced. It's the perfect environment for healing, is what it is. It's a perfect environment for manifesting as well, because that healing has taken place. It's conducive for this. It's aligning. And so the environment is good too. It's amazing how that aligns, right? So the sun came out as a clarifier for the magician. And the sun is actually the supporting energy as well. And so this energy of success when it comes to companionship that Spirit has for you is resonating. I feel like it's resonating. You could be seeing all kind of signs and synchronicities, and everything is just saying and pointing arrows to this. And I feel like the very last thing that needs to be aligned is your mind. Everything else seems to be aligned. The last thing is your mind. Do you have fears? What is the fear around this? Let's see what the fear is around this. What is the fear around this? Okay. The Ten of Swords and the Nine of Wands. And so there's that wounded healer energy coming out again, and that distrustful energy. So there's a fear that you're going to repeat this cycle. There's a fear that it's going to end up the same, in disarray, right? But Spirit is saying that it's not. And that's why we're doing this today. Because Spirit is saying it's not going to end up the same. I don't feel like it's going to be anything like what you've experienced. And so you can release that, because it's not the same. It's like day and night, right? You see the difference between these two cards and this one? It's like day and night. It's not the same. And so, and Spirit is trying to get you to trust. And even if you did end up in a situation similar to what you've experienced, you have grown so much where you wouldn't stay in it. It wouldn't even resonate with you. That's what the Six of Swords is about. It's about you deciding and acknowledging your worth and realizing that you deserve so much more. So you're no longer going to stay in that position. And so even if you found yourself in a situation similar to that, it wouldn't be aligned for you, right? I don't believe that you would be able to consciously exist in that anymore. because it doesn't align with you anymore. And so the fear is really just a mind game, right? Which is why Spirit has asked for a reframe. Remember that what happened did not happen to you. It happened for you, okay? All the many lessons that you learned through that experience brought you to where you are today. You wouldn't be wise like you are today had you not had that experience or those experiences. You wouldn't be as resilient as you are, being able to stand on your own. And you would not be vibing as high as you're vibing right now. So let's see. So I feel like in regards to this connection, there is truth coming forward about this new beginning, about this connection, this divine connection. I feel like this could definitely be an energy that you may be familiar with as well. There could be, for some of you, there could be a little bit of conflict about the truth around this connection or the potential of the connection. But the world says that, yeah, there's a new cycle starting. And it feels beautiful to me. It feels beautiful to me. In that new cycle, there is no part of you that you're being asked to leave behind. You get to bring everything with you, right? That is going to be part of you being able to integrate those lessons into your life. But it's no longer going to carry the weight of keeping you from being happy. Okay, that's the difference. Why is the Ace of Swords here? This Ace of Swords is about healing. It's about choices, right? And it's about strategy, how you will choose to move forward upon receiving this truth about yourself and about what Spirit has desired for you. What is this Daughter of Cups? So we have the Hierophant and the Five of Pentacles. Again, talking about healing. It's talking about healing. The Daughter of Cups is opening up to this offer for healing. Why is the Five of Swords here? I feel like this Five of Swords is the inner conflict that you're still aligning mentally, right? The understanding that, yes, you can have this. You're worthy of this. You're worthy of your heart's desire. The Magician, the Two of Cups, and the Four of Wands. You're worthy of that. And it's not some, Spirit is saying it's not so much of who, it's more about the energy that is aligning here, right? Sometimes we get so stuck up on who, like they have to look this way, or they have to be able to do this, and they have to know this. But Spirit is saying it's more about integrity. It's more about the heart space, the capacity of the heart. You know, when it comes to this connection, we pulled out what you are moving towards, right? Your energy was moving away from the lower level energies towards Emperor energy. And the Ten of Cups, right? And so it's not about a certain physical attribute, but it's about radiating what's within. It's about the energy that's being carried. It's about being overflowed. Remember, we saw the cups overflowing with water? That's positivity. That's excitement. That's being goal oriented and reaching the goals. It's being magnetic for others in a positive way. Yeah. This is the sensation, right, that's being carried from the inside and being shared on the outside. It's a joyful heart, right? This kind of power is self-evident. There's no need to doubt it because it proves itself. That was the Ten of Cups. Now, the Emperor carries the energy of protection. It carries the energy of stability. It has very paternalistic energy, right? It has that protective, father-like quality, like someone that would overlook for the benefits of someone else, someone who actually takes on the responsibility, right, of others. It's a father-like energy. And this is actually known in the tarot deck to be like the perfect counterpart. It's the perfect companion to the Empress. It's that protective, decisive, stable energy. The clarity that's carried within the Emperor in the mind. You know, clarity that not only just sits in the mind, but it leads to action. It leads to decisions. Yeah. It's conviction and moving on that conviction. It's being connected to the part of you that stands, not for anything, but for something, right? Because if you stand for anything, then you'll fall for anything. But it stands for something, and this energy knows what it stands for. Yeah. This energy also correlates with the sun, interestingly too. And it gets its help from the sun, from the light. This is an energy that operates in the light and has vision, right? And see for miles and miles. And so this is where you are moving towards. In case you didn't know, that's what Spirit is saying. Everything else that represents the past, right? We are no longer accepting that as our truth, but we are realigning to the vision that's been given from Spirit. What happened, happened, but it didn't happen to us. It happened for us to bring us to this point so that we can actually receive what's always been for us. But we couldn't receive it because our hands was full with the wrong thing. And so now that we have clarity on that, this is where we are. This is where we are. And so this is beautiful. I love this. And if it resonates, you know who you are, right? Receive it. Hide it in your heart. Meditate on it, pray on it, claim it, do whatever you need to do. If it's yours, you'll align with it, okay? And that is my reading for today. I'm going to get one last message. One last message for our viewers, Spirit. For this reading. Okay, and so this is called the God or the Goddess of Creation. To birth an idea, a child, or new incarnation of yourself, you must be willing to bear the ecstatic ache of the creation, of the destructive cycle as well. The organism fever pitch bursts with pulsating inspiration, elevating you to the nexus point of the heaven and earth within you. And so breathe through it and trust that something wonderful is happening. Isn't that beautiful? Creation. Something is being created here. And there is something happening. There's an inspiration that's being stimulated, right? For whoever this is resonating with. And it's proof of this creation happening, this connection, this new life, right? According to your desires. If you're not desiring companionship, then this is not for you. But if you are, then this is for you. Through the excitement, it's almost overwhelming, right? But you're being guided to breathe through it. Not only breathe through it, but trust what's happening for you. And align your thoughts. Everything else is aligned. The last thing that you need to do is align your thoughts. That's the last thing, right? To bring this in. So that's for you. Go ahead and like, share, comment if this message resonates. If you are new, please hit the subscribe button for me. My name is Letty. And if you feel led, there's a link down below where you can actually click on my calendar if you want a personal reading. There's also a couple of links below where you can donate if you feel led to do that as well. Okay, with that being said, I'm going to let you go. Thank you so much. I think we made good timing today. Thank you for joining. Those of you that dipped in and spoke. Those of you that came by and just wanted to conversate. This really wasn't a conversational reading. I hadn't anticipated conversating. I just wanted to focus on the reading. And so I think I did well. And so until next time, thank you for stopping by. It's been LettiSpeaks. You guys have a wonderful evening. Okay? All right. Bye.